We are just a stone's throw away from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as we get set for football at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Cleveland Browns. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Hang in there now. Great.
The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Here's Coleman on the toss. He takes this for 3 to the 29.
Nice job there defensively on 3rd down. Not only did they string the play out, but they didn't allow any room for a cutback. Really well organized on the defensive side.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Working from the gun, Wentz. Looking for Aguilar, and it's intercepted. T.J. Green with a pick. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Nigel Bradham brings him down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Watch him now, Barney. Watch him now, Barney.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. Drops it off for Chubb. And he gets it down to the 32. It'll be a 3-yard gain. And that'll bring up 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Here's Coleman. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 49-yard line. The former Purdue Boilermaker, Raheem Mostert. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Yeah, that was a safety that came through and made the play, but there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker, and we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss. And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down.
Fort Tokyo. Go. 82.
From the gun, it's Wentz. Ertz has it left side. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
And this will be a long field goal if the skies were clear, but here in the rain and the elements, they'll go for it on 4th. They'll run it with Coleman, and he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. Tackle made there by Myles Garrett. Even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal and just not a whole lot to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you pumped the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means it's got a better chance of being blocked. So you're taking a chance either way. I like the fact they went for it.
And throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete.
56. Gone. 57. Detroit.
Throwing again, Mayfield on 2nd and 10. And this is incomplete.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Detroit!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, and the punt team will now come out on 4th down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the number 1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold
But he
on.
trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Back live with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Eagles with the ball here to begin quarter number 2. They're looking at a 2nd and short yardage to start things out.
Let's go. Man 5-7. Hey, stand. Shorty. Flag.
Shotgun now for Wentz. Being chased out left. Now he'll let it go deep left side. And this is what here? Incomplete, they say. It looked like it was intercepted, but he apparently did not get the 2 feet down in bounds. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Coleman. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. 7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Coleman now. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
This is Coleman. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
The Eagles on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll toss it to Coleman. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. It's a pickup of 3, but it brings up what will be an interesting 4th and 1. Now, the offense failed earlier on the previous crack at this, but they're going again on 4th down. And on the ground they go with a running back. And this winds up a disaster, nowhere near the marker. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And this Browns defense stands tall. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. First down, Mayfield. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Mayfield to throw it. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Njoku. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
No, check, Patriot! Gun!
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
All right, now, look at 56.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Mayfield now on 2nd down. That's Njoku over the middle. There he goes inside the 30 and all the way down to the 25-yard line. 1:57 to go in this first half. More from Cleveland after this. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Gun!
Mayfield on 1st down. Eluding the pressure right. And this will be incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Detroit! Over!
Now they return to the ground game. Chubb. And a short gain here down to the 22.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
So now at 3rd and 7, and defensively, it's a dime look, 6 DBs. Mayfield looks to throw. Dancing to his left. And it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it. And the interception ensued. Let
me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy. And can he step into a throw? And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Trey 15! Ford Tokyo!
And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Hey, Lou. Hey, ram.
On second down, here's Wentz. And this one's incomplete. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver, and it's third down. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
Great.
Now Wentz on third down. Drops it off for Coleman. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 13 and also a first down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. Now, before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Come on now. Let's go. Hey, stop. 82. Black.
Wentz to throw on second down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
The Eagles on third down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Throwing is Wentz. And this is Hurts with it, right side. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. An Eagle first down, Wentz to Ertz. And now they come up and spike it to stop the clock.
Let's go.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. And before they can run this third down play, we're going to get a timeout, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. The Eagles on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Now Wentz. Going underneath, it's Coleman. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll be 4th down. A final shot before half for Wentz. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we have reached halftime here in the Thursday night opener. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Escaping the pressure right. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete. David Njoku was the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. On second down, Mayfield again. Flush to his right. That is caught by the former Gator Antonio Callaway. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Mayfield. Flushed out right. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker board?
Yeah, those two.
Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. They will run again with Coleman. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives them a new set of downs.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. Well, I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs, and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Lefty, lefty.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. The first carry for Josh Adams. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Emmanuel Ogbah there on the stop.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Great 15. Great 15.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. T.J. Green with a pick. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
Well, this is simply a great read by a defensive back. It's 3rd and 10, so he sits right on where the yard-to-gain marker is, knows it's going to be a route around that distance, makes his read, breaks on the football, and makes a terrific play.
Eluding the pressure right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Brandon Graham in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Now they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
So when you have good field position to start a drive and you give up back-to-back sacks, that can be demoralizing for a team.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
No. Check. Patriot. Detroit. Gun.
From the gun, Mayfield. Forced out to his left. And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete.
Well, we quit counting yardage on that one, didn't we? That was truly 3rd and a mile, wasn't it?
It was. I thought they might just go underneath, but they didn't. They wanted to get the first down there.
Yeah, they tried to pick up the huge chunk unsuccessfully. I'm with you. I would have tried to take some yardage just to gain some field position.
They call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and out will come the offense as they take over. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now.
Sunday. Lefty. Lion. Run.
Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. And he fires one incomplete. Golden Tate, his intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be 3rd and 6. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up the 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Browns offense trotting back onto the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
2nd down, Mayfield. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But I think Brown was able to recover, and they'll indeed hold on to the ball here.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
3rd and long for Mayfield. Call that a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Here's Britton Colquitt now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. This is taken at the 18. Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Denzel Ward, the number 4 pick in the 2018 draft, making the tackle from his corner spot. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And down inside the 15 he goes. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters. No reason to lighten up now. Now they'll run it on the toss. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 11 more on that one and another 1st down.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. They'll try to run with a J. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. Second and goal from the 1. They get it to him running left. And this is not going to do it as he's stopped at the 2-yard line. No gain on the play there, and they're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. How about this Browns defense? They've held so far. This is now 3rd and goal. It's Coleman here. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal.
Another stop on 3rd down, and this defense still hasn't allowed a touchdown to this point.
Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Tevin Coleman taking it in. And the Eagles have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Elliott now to kick this one away. This will be fielded at the 8. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. And the Browns getting set to go. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Steps away to his left. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Leopard. Leopard. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now a 2nd down throw for Mayfield. Escaping the pressure right. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone! Gone, gone!
Here's Mayfield. Flush to his right. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. A very solid gain of 27. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays.
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
Detroit! Detroit!
Throwing, Mayfield. Buying time to his left. And that's incomplete.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit!
Working out of the gun. Mayfield throwing deep here for Coleman. And this is taken in at the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal.
Gone!
Back to throw. And oh, not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. A give. This is Chubb. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Nick Chubb taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Browns have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but not. You got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And out now come the Eagles. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
Yeah, they practice this all the time,
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. Back to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And good field position coming up here. The football at the 12-yard line.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity. They're in position. If they take the ball downfield and score, they got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week at practice is going to be a whole lot of fun for him.
On the other side, no bigger time to force a turnover when you've got that small lead.
Yeah, and when you look at it from the offense's perspective, taking care of the ball is so important. I know they're going to have all kind of ball security drills in practice all next week.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. And again, it's Chubb. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. And the Eagles are going to go ahead and take another timeout as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. The Browns on 3rd down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 7.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They pitch it to Chubb. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Browns take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. The extra point up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles coming out as they get ready. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, two-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they'll have a short field to work with inside the 15 at the 13-yard line.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing to, having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
The Browns in victory formation now as they take the knee. Well, my friend, for the players, it's good for them to get that first game under their belts. For you and I, that first Thursday night game, also good for us to get that under our belts, wasn't it?
It was no longer preseason. We were into the regular season, the first game of the year. And, you know, all eyes were watching this when everyone was excited that football was back.
And it's just special. You could just feel it. It's so good to have the pigskin back out there. It'll be crisp fall weather before we know it.
You got that right, but I love the build-up to it, right? All day long.